Do you know who we are? We are an alliance of people and groups gathering together to share our voices, to plead for justice, and to advocate for economic equality. We stand side by side to acknowledge and combat the atrocities seen all too often on American soil. We are not extremists, nor are we terrorists. We are not racist. We are not working with Russian operatives. We do not spread hate. We do not support a divided nation. We are an allied group of people who want justice, and we will not be shamed. We will not be bullied into silence. We will stand up, march on, and speak our truths. We will be unapologetically free. Do you know who we are? We are an alliance of people focused on the eradication of racism and discrimination. We want an end to police brutality and killings of black and brown people. We want justice. Do you know who we are? We are justice journalists. We share the news of inequality and injustice. We speak up and out about white supremacy, genocide, and economic injustice. We write articles. We share our perspectives on various media, and we broadcast our demands for systematic change to ensure preservation of life and freedom. Do you know who we are? We are freedom fighters. We want to have equal opportunities for quality education, affordable housing, healthcare, and employment. We want the prison system to stop profiting from black and brown people. We want an end to incarceration rates and sentencing that disproportionately impact black and brown communities. We want an overhaul of the criminal system that participates and perpetuates slavery, fragmented families, and the demise of black and brown neighborhoods. We want justice, equality, and peace. Do you know who we are? We are peaceful waymakers. We want changes to ensure everyone will live in harmony and peace. We aim for peace by advocating for justice. We want the military policing to cease and desist. We want peace in our homes, schools, jobs, and communities. We want a change in gun legislation to maintain safety and security in public places and private spaces. We want an end to mass killings. We want police training to include bias detection and intervention. We want mental health de-escalation tactics. We want biannual in-person respect for diversity and value of life training. We want training to include a variety of options that do not involve loss of life. We want training to include the recognition of mental health issues and for people to be dealt with dignity. For the people who have different abilities, hearing impairments, and wheelchair-bound individuals, we need to ensure that there is proper policing for individuals with different abilities. Simulated training should also include scenarios that may depict racial bias. There should be zero tolerance for explicit racial bias and mandatory psychological assessment of implicit bias for all police officers. There should be an honest evaluation of how officers see others. They should participate in annual assessments of biases and prejudices, not just upon hiring, but every year. Respect for communities training should be required and ongoing with empathy-based scenarios and racially-based case studies. We want to ensure better police training. to preserve the life of our community and to deal with mental health issues. We want to ensure justice and peace by tackling these issues of police brutality, racism, and inequality. We want to be treated as valued humans. Do you know who we are? We are courageous lovers of humanity. We want respect, compassion, and empathy. We want to be heard, listened to, and understood. We want fair policies, reparations, equity, and economic justice. We want to be valued for our lives to matter to our nation. We want those who return from war, the veterans who are often forgotten, to be honored when they come back home. We need better holistic treatment for our veterans. We want government to not turn a blind eye to the plight of veterans and instead to care about providing medical care and therapeutic treatments needed to assist them in leading normal and productive lives. We want compassion for our veterans and those released from prison to successfully reintegrate into society. We want policies, procedures, processes, and laws to address the problems plaguing this nation regarding the mistreatment of Black and brown people, mental illness, fair opportunities for quality living, and gun control. We are lovers, and there is no love in symbols of hate. There is no love in systems of intolerance. We bravely and boldly request for our lives to be valued and for it to be reflected in the legislation and in the systematic changes of the criminal justice system and laws of our nation. We develop strategic partnerships and participate in community collaborations to champion improvement of the human experience. Do you know who we are? We are authentic allies. We work together for change and to make the world a better place. We march together, share our voices, collaborate, commune, and combine our resources with a purpose to ensure economic and social justice. We are Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Jewish, atheist, Buddhist, Sikh, and of various indigenous faiths. We are white, olive, yellow, red, brown, and black. We are tall and short, young and old. We are of all sizes, shapes, appearances, genders, sexual orientations, economic statuses, and we come from different areas of this nation and the world. But we are genuinely committed to change. We are authentic in our fight, and we are taking real actions to speak out, stand up, and fight against racism, discrimination, and injustice. We are the change we want to see in our nation and the world. We are champions of peace, harmony, equality, justice, and love. Do you know who we are? We are justice journalists, freedom fighters, peaceful way makers, courageous lovers of humanity, and authentic allies. So, now that you know who we are, who are you?